welcome to LifeTalk for June 20th, 2017. I'm Mark Crutcher.
And I'm Renee Hobbs. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Well, Rennie, we had our first show yesterday using our new software and our new equipment, and we had a few hiccups, but it went pretty good.
We had a couple of glitches, but you have to expect that when we're testing out something brand new.
Got new stuff, but we'll get better as time goes on, just
That's
like we
right.
did with LifeTalk over the years.
Yep. And this is already a whole lot better than the other setup. So
Right,
I'm
yeah.
very impressed with it.
We're getting lots of good stuff out of this, and it's going to get better and better as time goes on. So y'all just kind of bear with us a little bit. We will get these problems worked out, and we may have some more today.
Yeah.
But anyway, we want to talk to you about something today that is very important to us. And first, I think it's important that we give a little history about this.
Absolutely.
Several years ago,
I said, although I wasn't around, but yes.
You weren't around, but-
It's very good history.
back when Zentra was still here,
Yes.
we did a project with Greg Cunningham out in California at the Center for Bioethical Reform. He was going on to college campuses with the large graphic displays and trying to influence young people on college campuses about the abortion issue.
Right.
And he got a lot of pushback, of course, from some people on these colleges, particularly more so the administration and the faculty than the kids. But he was getting a lot of pushback on this, and he was scheduled to be at Indiana University. He'd already been approved by the faculty there, the administration in Indiana University, to put on his display there. When he got there and got ready to start being set up, they threw him off campus, said he couldn't have the display there. And we looked at the deal at the time, and it was clear what they had done. He had traveled from California with his trucks, and this is quite a production that they set up there. And he had traveled from California to get set up, and when he did, they denied him entry onto the campus, and they did that on purpose. They knew that they were burning down his money to get him there and so forth.
Right.
And they also knew that he had another engagement at another nearby university, so he couldn't stay long. He filed a suit against them, and eventually he won, which would have forced them to let him on the campus, but by then he had to already leave. So it was clear the nasty little trick that the Indiana University administration had played. And what we did was, we said, okay, we're going to follow up on this. And I got a hold of Greg and told him what we were going to do. And we were going to send graphic image postcards to the students on the campus, and which we eventually did. And it was basically, our First Amendment rights were violated. The First Amendment rights of the pro-life movement were violated. And here is what the thought police in Indiana University didn't want you to see. And we sent them postcards. The problem that we had with this project was there was no mailing list of the addresses for the students there at Indiana University, and there was really no way to get a mailing list. That was the bigger problem. You couldn't go to a mailing list company and buy one.
Right.
So what we did is we contacted a Students for Life group there at Indiana University, IU Students for Life, and asked them to help us generate a mailing list, which they agreed to do. And what they did was, at our direction, is they went to like all the dormitories, and they'd go in a dormitory, and let's say it was, Smith Hall, 123 Elm Street,
Right.
Bloomington, Indiana, so-and-so, so-and-so, apartment number 1, and then
Right.
apartment number 3. We didn't know how many dorms there were,
Right.
so we had no way of knowing that.
Right.
So they had to physically go there and get the addresses and so forth for us. And then they went to the off-campus student housing, apartment complexes, houses that were rented to students and
Right.
so forth, and did the same thing.
Right. Well, and that sounds like a good way for the students to be proactive and get out there and do something for the pro-life movement to help.
It was.
Yeah.
And what these students really liked about this was, what's the one thing students don't have at college?
Money.
Money. They don't have any money. They're living on ramen noodles and,
Right.
whatever.
Right.
They don't have any money, but they want to do something pro-life.
Right.
Well, all this took was time.
Exactly.
And these kids were tickled to death to get this project because, again, it didn't cost them any money. It was very proactive, and all it took was their time to walk around the campus and in the areas near the campus where students might be living.
Right.
We thought at the time that we might get, they might come up with 700, 800, maybe 1,000 at the most addresses.
Right.
Believe it or not, these kids got over 10,000 addresses.
That's a lot of addresses.
That's a ton of addresses.
Right.
And we had originally no intention of actually sending out 10,000 postcards, but once they had done the work, I didn't have the heart to say, "Oh, we're only going to use 1,000."
Right. Well, and postcards are such a great way to get the message out because you don't have to open the envelope and you don't have to pull out a piece of paper and read.
And there's
it's
nothing
right
the other
there.
side can do to stop it.
Right. It's front and back. And no, and they can't do a dang thing to stop it.
Right. And so anyway, we went ahead and printed up 10,000 of these Thought Police postcards and sent them out. The project was incredibly successful. I mean, it hit that campus like a whirlwind. And several local radio stations had talk shows, called and had me on. Some of them I agreed to go on, some of them I didn't. But they had these talk shows. I went on there. These pro-aborts on the campus, I mean, melted down. They went stark raving nuts.
Oh, for sure.
And it was a great project.
Right.
Fantastic project.
Right. I'm sure they were angry and things were chaotic and
Oh, the main thing that it's just like, we've used direct mail postcards in a lot of campaigns in the medical community and in going after individual abortionists,
Right.
sending postcards to their
and the
neighbors
phone
so forth.
calls that we get are
Nasty.
very nasty.
But the thing that makes the pro-aborts so angry about this is there's nothing they can do to stop it. We're using the mail. We're entitled to use the mail. They have gone to the United States Postmaster in Washington, D.C. and reported us. The postmaster one time called me about this project, and I asked him point blank, "What are we doing that's illegal?" He said, "Nothing." And he said, "I've already told the other side that you're entitled to use the mail, and unless you're sending something that's threatening or pornographic or
Right.
there's certain things you can't do.
Right.
Unless you're doing one of those things, you're entitled to use the mail." And so whereas the pro-aborts could go to the administration and raise a ruckus about Greg's displays,
Right.
there was nothing they could do to stop this.
Yeah.
And that's one of the great things that we've liked about direct mail, as you know, over the years.
Yeah, very successful.
It's very successful, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. Well, we wanted at the time, and Greg and I had talked at the time about we would team up together. Life Dynamics and the Center for Bioethical Reform would team up together, and anytime he got refused entry to a campus or was thrown off a campus,
Right.
we would come behind him and
Right.
do direct mail.
Right.
And what we actually found out was that in some cases, the direct mail was more impactful than the displays on the campus. But anyway, Greg,
You would think that it would reach far more people with a
Right.
direct mail.
and it's more personal. It gets in their mailbox
That's right.
as opposed to them having to go to the
Right.
the free
Right.
speech area.
But we still applaud them for going out to the college campuses
Absolutely.
and doing what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Amen to that.
Absolutely. And anyway, now we have other organizations doing the same thing.
Right.
And you and I have had conversations with some of these groups and telling them that we want to start this campaign over again. And the reason for that is, as we have seen on the news recently, what I call the godless left, predominantly the pro-abortion forces in this country, are clearly seeing the college campus as the next major battlefield.
Yeah, but those are our young students
In
that
this cultural, yes,
Yeah.
in this cultural civil war that we're in. And make
Right.
no mistake about it, we are in a cultural civil war.
agreed.
That's what's going on.
Right.
And this is the new battleground. And you see all this viciousness and violence.
Major viciousness, major going on. I mean, you can't even put stakes down of crosses of the aborted babies without them knocking them down or
Destroying.
destroying whatever. Yeah.
They physically attacked pro-lifers.
Oh,
We had a
yes.
young lady on the show a year or so ago
Yeah.
who had been beat up by
a professor.
by a pro-abortion professor.
Right.
We have seen, and this violence on the campus is escalating. And it goes along with what I've been saying for 30 years. The closer we get to victory,
Right.
the more violent our enemies are going to become.
And they are. And,
And they
it's,
are.
we're seeing that. Yes.
We're seeing that every day. We cannot, as a pro-life movement, we cannot cede to the other side the college campus. That's the future right there.
Yeah.
And we're not going to cede to them. Life Dynamics is not going to cave into these people. They can threaten, they can do violence, they can do what they want. We're not going to cave into these people.
Right.
We're going to be on those college campuses. So we're going to reactivate this program, but we're going to expand it dramatically. And we have a letter out to our donors right now talking about this and trying to get them, raise the money to do these campaigns because they're not cheap.
Right.
But they're extraordinarily effective.
Very effective, yeah.
But we need help. You and I mean, especially you, had you do some research talking to the United States Postal Service about what they call, is it EDD, every door delivery?
Right.
Right.
Right, system.
But it doesn't work on college campuses.
No, because they can't go in and get the dorm numbers.
Right.
The dormitories themselves.
Right, because in the way the post office does with these dorms is any mail that goes to that dorm,
Right.
they deliver en masse to the
Right.
dorm, and then the dorm people.
Yeah, they have a delivery mail system within the college, internal.
Right. So what we need is, we need people to do the same things that those kids at IU did, which is to go on those campuses, go in those dorms, go to the off-campus housing, anywhere students might live
Right.
close to a college. And it can be a small college, it can be a big one, whatever.
Right.
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
right.
We need you guys to take this on as a project. And what you're going to see is the same thing that those IU Students for Life in Bloomington, Indiana found out years ago. It's extraordinarily effective, and it's dirt cheap.
Yeah.
All you have to do is walk around with a pencil and a piece of paper.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's a good project for the pro-life students to coordinate, to come together and disperse in different directions. And
But even a pro-life organization, let's say that you're in a city or near a city with a university or college there, but your group, and as we know, it's not just student groups, pro-life groups that don't have any money. It's a lot of times just individual pro-life organizations
Right.
don't have any money.
Right.
But they're looking for something to do, something that they can do that will make an impact on this battle. This is it. This is something that you can do that will make an impact and that can make sure that we do not give over control of these campuses to these radical leftists, these Marxists, these godless degenerates that are
Right.
rioting on these campuses all over the country.
yeah, yeah, we need to plant that seed in our in our future
Right.
children, and help them to become aware of what's going on, and hopefully they will be interested and look more into it.
And the more the pro-aborts raise a ruckus about this, the more impact we have.
That's right.
And they can't resist it. They can't resist the bait. They always raise a ruckus about this when we do it. So again, we need to enlist the aid of you guys out there. And as we continue on with this new series, this new LifeTalk Live series that we do on Facebook and what else are we on? Periscope.
Periscope and YouTube and Pinterest, all of those things.
All that
yeah.
nonsense. As we continue down this trail, which I'll be the first to agree, I have.
No interest in it.
It's the most bizarre thing in the world to me. But anyway, I guess I'm old and worn out.
Let's be honest. Like, I don't have a whole lot of interest here either. But it's the future. So.
It is the future. That I will concede. This is how we're going to deliver the message in the future.
That's right.
And we're gearing up here at Life Dynamics to be a much bigger player. Our goal, our intent is to dominate social media.
Yeah.
And right now, the pro-aborts are doing a much better job than the pro-life movement's doing. We have left the conventional Life Talk series behind us. We're not even producing the old Life Talk anymore. People that subscribe to it on DVD get these shows. We put them on the DVD every month and send them out.
Right.
But we're committed to this new project on Facebook Live and the other formats that we use. But we're going to be calling on you guys to get involved. I mean, I get these calls all the time from people that say, look, I can't donate, I don't have any money, but what can I do? Well, we're going to tell you what you can do. This is the kind of things you can do.
Right.
It's like this campus campaign, and we're going to talk in the future about how they can be stringers for us to get news stories in, because you follow the news stories every day, you research them,
Yes.
the stuff that we're going to be putting on here, but
Right.
you can't find them all.
Right.
And
We definitely need help.
we need help with that, and
Right.
we're going to be calling on you guys to do some of this stuff. But believe me, it's fun, because if you help us do these addresses on the campuses, and by the way, all we need is the addresses. We don't need the names, because actually we don't even want the names, because every semester those names are going to change, but the addresses won't.
Yeah.
So we're just going to be sending it to resident, Smith Hall, 123 Elm Street, dorm number 61 or whatever, and that's all we're going to be sending it to.
Right.
We won't be sending it to any names. So, and when you see the impact that this is going to make, you're going to figure out how much impact you can have without spending any money. I mean, this is
Right.
you might buy lunch, you might go to McDonald's, you might to put $5 worth of gas in your car to get to the campus, and walk around all day with a yellow pad and some pencils, and that's going to be your expense.
That's it.
And you can save babies doing this.
Yep.
You can save babies' lives by doing this project. And so this is something I really want to encourage you to do. If you need any information about how to do it, just call me or Renee. We'll be happy to visit with you. But basically what you're going to be doing is just going to the campus and writing down the addresses any addresses where students might live.
Right.
And that would include the post office boxes. Now, my wife told me when she was going to University of North Texas here, of course she graduated in 72, so this was many years ago, that the only way a student got mail at University of North Texas was through the student post office. And so that would have made it very easy. All we'd have had to do is go into that University of North Texas post office there
Right.
and write down the numbers of all the post office boxes. And you think, well, it's just 1 through whatever. No, it's not always that. Sometimes they'll number them 1, 3, 5, 7 in odd numbers. Sometimes it's even numbers. And sometimes they've added new boxes and they number them different than some of the boxes they already have. So you do have to go there and write them down, but it's very simple. And you get that information to us, and we're going to start doing direct mail on these college campuses.
Right.
And especially on the campuses where we are seeing things like pro-life groups being shut down. There's one going on right now. What's the college in New York?
It's Queens College.
Queens College in New York,
Right.
where they have a pro-abortion group. Matter of fact, I think they have more than one pro-abortion group. They've got this pro-homosexual group. They've got this some other kind of weird group, the left-wing group. But they have shut down the pro-life group. They won't allow the pro-life group to be there.
Right.
We're going to be there then. They can't shut down the mail. That they cannot do.
Right.
And it's time for us to learn how to play hardball in the pro-life movement, and this is one way we can do it. And if they say you can't come on this campus, we're going to say, well, we've got another way to get on it. You might can keep us from having a group there or whatever. But the thing about it is, if we start going to these campuses where they shut down a pro-life group, and we see this almost every month, there's a new one that gets shut down or told they can't organize or whatever. And we had one a few months ago where the university was actually giving money to the pro-choice group to organize and to do posters and all this other stuff. But not only were they not giving money to the pro-life group, they wouldn't let the pro-life group organize on campus. We need to send a message to these college administrators and this faculty, these places, we're not going to settle for, we're not going to do this anymore. We're fighting back.
That's where we'll be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be going to those campuses.
Hey, just real quick, KS Rose says hi, so hello. And Jenny.
Jenny again.
Jenny's our friend.
Right. She's your friend. I don't know who Jenny is, but I guess she's my friend too, just by extension.
By default, huh?
Right. By default, I get her. But anyway, seriously, think about this. Give some thought to this. This is a way that everybody out there can participate in the pro-life movement in a way that saves babies, advances the pro-life cause, and does it without spending a lot of money.
That's right.
But on the money front, don't forget, the things that we do here are very expensive. If you can donate to Life Dynamics, we would truly appreciate it. We need, especially right now, as we've talked about before, we have some financial issues that we're dealing with right now. But we're not giving up. We're not going home. We're not going to get to the point where we say, well, we've done our bit, and, you know, I've put in 35 years. I'm going home and play with my motorcycles and scooters. We're not doing that.
It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Right.
So, but in order for that not to happen, we have to have your support, and that includes your prayer support and your financial support. We can't do this for free. Believe me, the printers, the post office doesn't give them postage for free. They'll deliver the mail, but they won't do it for free.
Right, that's right.
So we need your help a lot with that. But again, if you don't have any money, and there are a lot of pro-lifers out there that don't have, this is a perfect opportunity for you. And we're going to have some more coming up. So anyway, you got anything else?
No, just hi from Baby Jack.
Oh,
We love Baby Jack.
Baby Jack is the son. He's kind of young to be on social media already. He's
I
only about a week
know.
old.
Hey, you know what? Go to the grocery store and you see little bitty kids holding their mama's phone. So they start young.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm not believing for one moment Jack was born, what, 2 weeks ago?
No, 3.5 weeks.
Has it been that long? Mm-hmm. Wow. Anyway, he's the son of one of our employees.
Right.
And she's out staying home with him.
Yep.
And
She's on maternity leave.
He is good-looking kid.
He is adorable.
He is a good-looking kid. She's been up here with him a couple of times, and
She's supposed to be coming up soon.
again,
Again,
and then she'll be back to work next month, middle of next month.
middle of next month. Yeah.
And believe it or not, we're going to make arrangements for her. She's going to be able to bring her baby here every day.
We are a pro-life organization.
Yep.
Yes, we're excited though.
We're in the
we'll
baby
get
business.
We'll get to see baby Jack every day.
Yep. And I've already been warned that I can't hog the baby. I don't know why you guys think that might happen.
Well, listen, folks out there, Dana came to visit us last Wednesday, and somebody over there held baby Jack for, a good 45 minutes to an hour and wouldn't let anybody else hold him. So
He's a good-looking kid.
I got him for maybe 5 minutes, and another employee held him for about 10.
Well, so then I didn't hog him.
Oh, yes.
If y'all had him
Totally.
some, y'all, right?
That's okay. We're not going to fight over baby Jack.
But
He's a cutie.
Huh?
But he is a cutie.
Yeah, he's a good-looking kid. It's like I've told you, and I think you'd agree, because I've brought my baby pictures up here before. I mean,
You know what?
I was a good-looking baby.
Do you have any here?
I don't have any here, but maybe we'll.
You'll have to bring some so you can show.
Yeah, we can
Show
show
and
baby
tell.
pictures.
That's
but
right.
he might be pretty close to as good-looking a little boy as I was. Maybe.
You know what? That's a brilliant idea. People need to scan their pictures into us, their baby pictures, and that would be a fun little thing to do.
Many years ago, before I started working full-time in pro-life 35 years ago, I worked for a company that had a little contest one time where you were supposed to bring in a baby picture. Everybody in the company brought in a baby picture, and they posted them on the lunchroom.
And you had to
bulletin board.
guess.
And you had to guess. They gave
Yeah.
them numbers, and you had to guess
Right.
who was who.
Yeah.
And the girl that won is the girl that I used to give a ride to
Mm-hmm.
to Dallas every day when we were living. She lived here in Denton. Me and this other we carpooled. There's 3 or 4 of us, and she won. She got every single one of them. Every single one of them. She was able to look at these people and tell who they were in the company.
She was able to figure something out, a resemblance somewhere, somehow.
Something. But it was pretty neat. It was a neat little project.
Yeah.
To go through there and say, that baby doesn't look like anybody I know, or
Yeah.
that's a good-looking baby, or that's the ugliest baby I ever saw in my life. That's a baby only a mother could love, right there.
That would be me.
You think your babies were ugly?
Oh, no, my babies aren't ugly. Heavens, no.
Well, you said that'd be me.
I'm talking about myself. I was an ugly baby.
No, you weren't ugly, baby.
I
I've
was a
seen your
very
baby.
ugly baby.
But anyway, well, you grew out of it anyway. Anyway, if that's true, it's not. But anyway, yeah, Jack will be with us, so he's already on Facebook, is he?
He's already on Facebook. I'm sure he's sitting in Mama's lap while she's playing around right now.
Sure she is. But anyway, he's a good-looking kid. Maybe we'll even show him on the show one day, so
Oh,
we could have him.
I get to hold him.
Well, no, not necessarily. It's kind of like when we showed Scooter and Toby, right? My dogs and
Well, yeah, I mean, I got the cutest one.
what?
I got to hold Toby.
Toby's not the cutest, but Scooter's the cutest one. He's the Yorkie. And then
I knew that would ruffle some
And then
feathers.
we got 2 cats in the office, but we're not up to bringing them in here.
Oh, my goodness, no
you
way.
imagine?
We would get clawed up.
Man, it would be bad. Anyway, we're out of time. You guys get on this campus project, and we're going to have some other projects for you that you can do that won't cost you a nickel. And everybody's always calling saying, what can we do? We're going to be telling you what you can do. And without spending a lot of money or without spending any money. All
That's
right?
a good plan.
Got anything else?
Nothing. Just send us your comments and suggestions. We'd
Yeah.
appreciate those.
Yep. And we've got some really good shows already scheduled that are going to be coming up here in the next few days.
Are we going to give them a little
No,
hint of anything coming up?
not really. Not really. We got a...
We have something exciting coming up.
yeah, we do. We have a commercial, not a commercial, but a 1-minute video. Is that what you're talking
That's
about?
what I'm talking about.
Yeah. We got a little 1-minute video that we've shot because we're going to start doing a lot more of these. And it's pretty dramatic. We had
So dramatic.
a little showing yesterday for some people that were visiting the office. And the reaction, I think, was
One lady couldn't even watch it.
she started
It
crying.
was-
And I think
It's good.
We're going to make some progress with this.
Yep.
And it's going to be something that you guys can use too. We're going to put it out there for everybody to use. Anyway, that's it for this show. Until next time, remember, Life Dynamics is not here to put up a good fight. We're here to win, because winning is how this killing is going to stop. We'll see you next time.
See you later.